Hello, it's April 10th, 2020, and I'm at the Cayuga Nature Center again, observing the trees. It's been snowing a bit today, and it's pretty windy, so not the greatest day to be outside. And I thought maybe today I'd take the opportunity to tell you about how to get started yourself with phenology. Suppose you have a tree or a plant in your yard or in your neighborhood that you want to observe. How do you sign up with the National Phenology Network and get started and start using their tools? So that's what we'll do today. So we will start at the USA National Phenology Network's website, and the particular project of theirs that you want to go to is called Nature's Notebook, and you see it down here at bottom right. So I will click there, and it'll bring you to the Nature's Notebook page. And right away you will see there's a prompt for you to become an observer. So you can click here to join Nature's Notebook, and they will lead you through a series of prompts to set up your account, so set up your login information and choose the species that you want to observe and start observing. And I'm not going to go through that because they have tons of great resources that kind of guide you through setting that up. If you go to this Observe tab, you can click on Become an Observer or Learn How to Observe, and they've just got lots and lots of resources to help you in English and in Spanish. A few other resources I did want to point out, though, are, if I go back to the National Phenology Network's main page, under Publications, and under Our Reports, you find a list of many different reports they put out. And if you go to their Education and Engagement series by clicking here, it'll just bring you further down on the page. There's a botany primer, which is really useful for learning about the different phenophases and the details of what you're supposed to be looking for. And you can download it for free here, or you can purchase a hard copy if you want. And then another really useful resource that I've found on their website is to use the search box and search for webinars. And they have an archive of past webinars that they've held, which are recorded, and you can view them. And again, you'll find lots of really useful information. So for instance, here's one on phenophase questions answered. You can find webinars about different aspects of observing. You can find webinars about what they're seeing, how researchers use their data, all sorts of great stuff. Now I'm going to switch gears and show you a few features of the Nature's Notebook smartphone app. And this is a really convenient way to make observations because you can carry it around with you as you're outside. So when you first open up the app, you'll get a login screen. But here I'm opening it up and I've stayed logged in, so I get to this page about one of my trees. So here you're seeing some questions about the different phenophases, for instance, breaking leaf buds, leaves, increasing leaf size, colored leaves and falling leaves, so those are things that would happen in autumn, questions about flower buds and fruits, and for each question you can answer Y for yes, and for no, or question mark for not sure. And if I hit Y for yes, then I'm asked a question about abundances, so the number of, let's say, buds that I'm seeing. And in this case, it's an eastern red bud, and I answered yes because I think I saw some flower buds. But then I bring up the information button, and it gives me some information about what I really am seeing with that phenophase. And I notice that, well, I'm not supposed to be saying yes if the buds are still dormant. And they still were the last time I looked at the eastern red bud. So I'm going to change that and mark it no. And that's a nice feature of the app, that you can change your answers if you made a mistake, or if you come back later and realize that what you saw wasn't really what you thought it was. Another thing you can do is, if nothing's going on with the plant that you're observing, you can hit Mark All Phenophases as No, and it'll automatically mark every answer with an N for no. Another feature on the app that you might want to use is to go to the Plants and Animals tab, and you'll get more detail about each plant you're observing. So here I've selected sugar maple, and I can get some information about sugar maples in general, where they grow, any special considerations for observing them, let's say different types of flowers they have, and more detail about the phenophases. When I'm done entering my data for a plant, I can click on Save Data at bottom left, and then it'll move me on to the next plant if there is one. And if I'm ready to finish up, I can hit Review at the top, and it'll show me a calendar showing that I've recorded data on this date, and I can hit Sync at the bottom, and it'll sync up the data between my phone and Nature's Notebook databases. So this has been a brief introduction to the Nature's Notebook app and website, and you can certainly learn a lot more about it by testing it out yourself, so have fun.